Good morning, and it is a sweet one.
It sure is.
We are here in Hershey, Pennsylvania, and boy, do we have more on this. We actually have an RV park to check into today.
We do.
But before we do that, we are going to clean that truck and that trailer because Indy and Libby deserve a good bath. We've been trucking along for a little while.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Oh boy, they are dirty. They are disgusting.
And you're probably saying, guys, it's freezing outside. Why are you doing that? Well, because we're crazy.
We got to do the needful. But one interesting thing actually is that what we see up here is a series of tubes. One of the coolest inventions of all time. At one point we're gonna do, I've had this idea for a long time, a DIY version of this, but they have solar heaters on the top of here. So I'm hoping that the water is warm. But worst case, we got the puffy gloves out. And honestly, we don't need a lot of dexterity. But actually, let's take a quick look at what this truck looks like, and then let's start spraying it down, because I am so paranoid about rust and salt.
Yeah.
I just don't want this like eaten in for days and days. You know, we'll be here for, what, 2 weeks? 3 weeks?
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
Don't want that. So yeah, you can see how nasty this stuff is. It gets all up in the crevices. Actually, our truck has a lot of exposed metal, and then you have a liner, but look at all the pieces that can get nasty. The plastic parts I'm not quite as worried about, right? But I am concerned about the solar rack. It's a steel rack that is already a little, like there was a couple parts that were just not perfect, coated wise. I'm not worried about the aluminum frame, but I think these are steel. So there's that, but then the trailer, oh my gosh, guys. Like, obviously the sodium is not great for plastic. It's probably not gonna hurt it all that much. But why not get it off of there? I fully expect these Weiss cameras to die any day, but they're still chugging along. And then the back, we have an aluminum frame, so that's great, but and aluminum rims. But we do have some steel on the axle, right? So if we can get in there, why not? And then the bike is mostly aluminum. It is definitely like probably gonna be okay, but you know there's a steel part here and there, a bolt or something, but look how gross that is. Oh. So we're spraying it off. It's not gonna be a perfect wash, but it'll be better than nothing. Oh, that's just so gross. Well, that sure is a lot better. Now this guy we did not scrub. Could have, should have probably, looking at this. But we can always come back and go for a second round. We wanted to get this done quickly. However, the Escape had a lot of black streaks, so we decided to go ahead and give it a little scrub. So it actually looks pretty decent, I gotta say. You know, obviously the video probably won't do it justice. With a lot of black streaking up here. You couldn't see out of that window at all before. Emma's bike was covered in salt. And yeah, we still have some, oh no, most of it came off. But we still have some of this in here that is just, you really got to get in there. But, you know, it's 98, I got a little brush mark there. Not a big deal. I mean, for sitting at a, you know, for sitting at an RV park here for the next couple weeks, this is suitable. Clean enough to sleep in. All right. Whew, we are soaked. Easy, buddy. Whew. we are going to see if this does the trick. We got a little heat pad here, and we've ordered something else, but we figured we'd pick this up and see if this does the trick. The heat pad around here, because our gray tank is not like this, just not draining, and I don't know. We've still got good insulation in there. You know, I don't know. We can also stick we also got a little space heater, so we'll see if that works. The black tank that's draining no problem. It's a gray tank that we're worried about, so if we want to be able to take showers in our rig, you know, there we are. But they do have bathrooms here, which is awesome. So we'll see if this works. Fingers crossed. It's not getting very warm, honestly. It's a little 50-watt unit. Not getting too warm. I don't know about that. Alrighty guys, so for the second February in a row, we have found ourselves at an RV park.
Yes.
If you haven't guessed why we're here for the Great American Outdoor Show, and I am stoked for that.
Yeah, that's gonna be really fun.
It really is. Which RV park, you ask? Well, we're in Hershey, Pennsylvania, so this is the Hershey campground.
Hersheypark Camping Resort.
Camping resort, and apparently they have a pool. They have like putt-putt and all that stuff, which is not open now. if you couldn't guess. So our site's pretty nice. It's good and long, you know, nice long site.
Yep.
We got hookups all in the right spots. So unfortunately, our situation's, I wouldn't call it dire, but things have frozen a little bit on us, and so our black tank was a little slushy. That's pretty gross, but it's just true. But it did. Everything went down, but our gray tank did not. La Mesa, Texas had a nice dump station. We used that, but we did not find anything after Texas while the temperatures were higher. Like there was nothing in that region that we saw. So whatever. We did try to do a heating pad on that. That did not work. They don't get that hot, I guess.
No, and like
even for 50 watts.
Yeah.
But we do have some heat wire, like a pipe tape wire business. So we'll try that. We also ordered a heated hose just in case the wire doesn't work. I'm liking the idea of the wire because we could potentially just put it around the outlet, keep all of that nice and heated there. We ordered 30 feet. So we ordered the unit that's 5 watts per foot. So 150 watts, even if we wanted to run that off solar, like I think we'll be fine. Yeah, this otherwise seems like checking in. This campground, they're real nice.
Yeah.
And they were very communicative. We'd originally requested a spot that didn't have water.
Yeah, because it's all shut off anyways in a lot of the park.
Yeah, but they went ahead and moved us to one that did because they're like, it's all, you know, they couldn't get the plow in there or whatever it was. And so we were like, oh, that's cool. And then they called us again and they're like, hey, we had to move you one more time because we checked the water just to make sure it was working for you. And it wasn't. So I was like, what? You know, they could have just stuck us in this spot because we had access to it. But they were like, no, we want you to have water. That was so cool. They didn't change any of our pricing, nothing like that, you know.
No, it was really nice.
Which it's all paid for anyways, but still, this is real cool. So yeah, it's a little chilly, although it's 31 degrees Fahrenheit right now.
Yep.
Yeah, but we need to go run some errands, get some fuel, and maybe some snow boots would be nice if we can find some on the cheap.
Yeah, we'll see what we can find.
I think that'll do it for this video. We have a lot more viewing of this campground, and we'll be here for about 2 weeks or so.
Yep.
So we'll definitely have some updates. We've already checked out the bathhouses. They're pretty nice.
Yep.
I mean, for what they are.
Yep.
And I just imagine this gets packed in the summer, though.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure it's just stuffed with people.
Yeah, so we have more to come from Hershey as well. I think the city's very interesting to show, but like I said, we have some running around to do, need to go get fuel. Yeah, just a couple errands to run, but we will check in with you in the next video.
Bye, guys.
Bye.